Guys, fuck. Hello book besties, welcome back to my channel. I'm Emasu, a book lover that's always on a binge. Today we're gonna do our monthly TBR a little bit different. I'm gonna do a spin the wheel, but instead of doing like a prompt wheel or basing it off the genre, I just listed the name of the books that I still need to read, and I'm gonna let fate decide on what we will be reading this September. I am traveling this month, so I'm hoping that all of these books that I end up picking are on the Kindle. If not, I will probably have to buy them because I will be gone for about like 2 weeks of the month. So we have quite a couple choices that we could choose from, actually. I think there's about 30 titles on here. There are a lot of book series that I'm in the middle of, and there's also a lot that I have not started yet. So what I did was I either put the first book of a series or the book that I need to read next in that series. So I didn't include all of the books in a series, just the book that I need to read from that series, if that makes sense. Now we're gonna choose 10 books this month. I know, very ambitious of me, but I feel like I've kind of gotten out of this little reading slump that I've been having. Like, it's been a little difficult for me to focus on a book, and I just end up doom scrolling a lot, but I feel like I'm coming out of it now. So we're gonna be ambitious and choose 10 books. All right, I'm gonna spin the wheel for our first one. Ew, I like that sound. Ooh, we're gonna do The Exorcism of Fairies, which is right here by J.L. Vampa. I was thinking of reading this in the fall time, which is perfect because we are entering that fall season, and the spin the wheel decided on that. This is a dark academia romance, and she's the daughter of a mortician studying botany at Trinity College, Dublin. He is the professor of morbid anatomy, and the Fae are possessing the good people of Dublin with flora. The clock keeps time with the candle until they all get sick, wax slide down the gilded stick, and the Fae invade with bramble. That's like a little poem at the end there. Interesting! Okay, so it's like a student-professor romance. Very excited to read this one. Also, I love the cover. I think this is what really drew me in to getting this book, is the cover. Like, so artistic. I love it. Okay, so that was our first book. So now let's find out what our next book will be. I wonder if we'll get another fantasy, or if it'll be a genre that's different, or it'll be a completely different genre. What's that? Oh, fantasy again? Slay. We have Zodiac Academy Shadow Princess right here. This one has been a long time coming, so I think the spin the wheel knew what was up, you know? Like, I've been holding off on it for too long. I had to take a break, guys. It was a lot from reading The Ruthless Boys of the Zodiac, so I had to take a break from it, but I'm excited to jump back in. This is gonna be a continuation, and I still remember the third book very well, and the cliffhanger that we had in the last one. Woo! We're gonna feel a lot of things in this one, I fear, and especially with how thick. Why is she so thick? She's way thicker than the third book. Let's see how many pages it is, just out of curiosity, and let's try not to spoil ourselves. 855. 855 pages? Jesus. I haven't read that thick of a book since Kingdom of Ash, and that was like in January. Okay. The shadows are in my blood. I can feel them crawling through me, slithering under my skin and taking me hostage, but the darkness within me isn't nearly as bad as the darkness that lives around me. The four celestial heirs will stop at nothing to destroy the lives of me and my sister. What's new there? But they haven't figured out yet that we're the strongest creatures they've ever known. And when the secret comes out, we need to be ready to face them, as well as any other cruel fae who rises against us. It's us or them, and it damn well won't be us. I love to see the baddie sides of the twins. We got to see quite a bit of it in the third book, but this one, I fear they will be wreaking havoc, and I will be supporting them along the way. All right, so far we have 2 fantasy books. We are gonna spin again for our third book, and let's see what we get. What is it, guys? Can you see it? Oh, okay, Blood of My Monster by Rena Kent. It is a dark mafia romance, and this is actually perfect because I just finished the Deception trilogy by her, and I'm doing it in order, in the reading order that you're supposed to do for the Renaverse. And Blood of My Monster is next, so this is perfect. Where is it? It's right here. Blood of My Monster. Oh yeah. I actually really love the cover of this as well. Now this is Kirill, I'm gonna butcher his last name, Mozarov, I think it's Mozarov, book, as well as Sasha, I think is the female's name. And this is a military romance, a dark military mafia romance. It says here, I'm out for revenge, he's out to rule the world. Kirill and I are as different as day and night. We shouldn't have been in the same frame or universe, but we meet under the strangest circumstances. He's my superior in the military and the man who'll introduce me to carnage. His charm and exterior perfection shouldn't have tempted me. Behind a smokescreen lurks a manipulative, emotionless monster, and that monster might find out all of my secrets, including the reason why I'm pretending to be a man. He might also lure me to the point of no return. A woman pretending to be a man in the military? I'm gonna eat this up. I can't wait to pick this one up. And I believe that one's also on Kindle, so perfect. So far, all three have been on the Kindle Unlimited, so I wouldn't have to bring the physical on my trip, which is great because I don't like to damage my books when I don't need to, you know? Time to spin the wheel again for our fourth book. Ooh, fantasy again. Oh my gosh. Okay, so far we've had 3 fantasies and 1 dark romance. It is Metal Slinger by, what's her name? Rachel Schneider, and she's right on over here. You can't see. I also need to do another reorganizing of bookshelves because I hate to say it, but we have so many books that I've actually already read are now on my TBR cart just to make room for my shelves here, and now there's no room. So I gotta empty those 3 cubicles right there and move new books there because I got no room. I got no room. I need an actual new bookshelf, but I won't be able to for a while. So this is Metal Slinger by Rachel Schneider. I've heard a lot of great things about this book, especially the plot twist that happens. Do I really know much about it in terms of plot and storyline? No. I don't. I just know it's a fantasy. Let me read it out right now. Even though she's not one of them, Bryn has spent her life among the Alaha training to be a guard and waiting for the chance to attend the annual market hosted by the Kenta, the very same people who exiled her adopted community to a life at sea. Going to the market is a rite of passage eagerly anticipated by all young guards, but Bryn does not anticipate breaking a century-long peace treaty while there, nor does she plan for the intense encounter with an enemy soldier that now threatens to unwind the fragile coexistence between their people and everything Bryn once believed about herself to be true. Interesting. It says, packed with knife fights and seafaring adventure, Metal Slinger is a smash hit start to the romantic fantasy, fire, and metal duology. It's a oh, I should have known. It literally says number 1 on the spine. It's about 450 or so pages. That's another fantasy. Am I kind of scared that there's already 3 fantasy books on my TBR? Yes. Fantasy requires a lot of brain power that I tend to not have in my day-to-day life. Good luck to me. Let's spin for our next book. Our 5th one. One Golden Summer. Okay, contemporary romance. Funny thing about this is I was supposed to read this in August, but since I also traveled in August and kind of stayed outside a lot, I didn't get to read this, even though it's perfect time because summer. But I'm gonna pick it up for September, so I'll be right back. Let me get it over here. Right. One thing about me is I will always hop on the bandwagon. Once I heard that this was the book of the summer, I picked it up. And it's also by a Canadian author, so I love supporting that. I kind of remember the plot from when I read the back blurb in my August TBR video, but you know, it's your basic summer romance, so this will be great as a palette cleanser between those fantasy books. All right, 5 more books, on to 6. Please give me like another contemporary or dark romance, that'd be great. What is that, guys? Well, I did say I wanted contemporary, but I didn't say I wanted a toxic contemporary because I think this one is quite emotional from what I've heard. The Love Letter to Whiskey, the 5th anniversary edition. So this has a POV of the male main character as well, I think. To be honest with you, I don't know the exact plot or storyline for this. Just that it's very toxic, giving vibes of Magnolia Parks. It says in the back, I saw him first, but it didn't matter because he saw her. He was my best friend. Oh, and I was his. We couldn't be together, but we couldn't stand to be apart. And if you're not truly lovers, but you're so much more than friends, what exactly are you? I've had that in my life before. This is definitely gonna hurt a lot. Apparently it's filled with lots of angst, great. I can already feel my frustrations growing for this book. I'm excited. I am. But I'm terrified as well. Let's spin our next book. That was like a very slow... Okay. Oh no. I was scared that I was gonna get this, especially with all those fantasy books that I already have. It's City of Gods and Monsters by Kayla Edwards. It is the House of Devil series, which I have right here. I don't have the 4th book yet because I'm trying to contain my book buying tendencies by reading the first 3 first and then getting the 4th. Even though I should have read the first book first before buying the other 2. This is me turning a new leaf, starting now. But anyway, City of Gods and Monsters is the first one. She is also thick, but I also think she's on Kindle Unlimited. I'm pretty sure. If not, I'll probably buy it on there because this is gonna break my wrist. Like, how am I gonna, like, there's no way I don't break the spine of this, you know? It's so thick. Same with Shadow Princess. Like, I have no choice because my wrists are gonna be in so much pain, guys. I can feel it. This is 737 pages. This is a dark urban fantasy, and I've heard a lot of great things about it. I'm not gonna read the blurb again because I have read it in my August TBR and in another TBR where I was choosing books, but never got chosen. So yeah, I'm excited to find out who this Darren Castle is and why he's become one of the best book boyfriends out there. I heard this gives like Crescent City vibes by Sarah J Maas, which I also haven't read, but is also on the wheel. So if we have to read that too in September, I don't know how I'm gonna survive. I don't know how I'm gonna read all this. But the main important thing is that I try, you know? As long as we try, if we don't hit the goal, we'll still be fine. Book number 8? 8. Ooh, The Embrace of Steel and Sorrow by Kale DeVoe. Oh my god, yes. Yes, I'm so excited to read this one because if you guys don't know, this is a very underrated series, okay? After ACOTAR, I literally picked up A Touch of Golden Addis. Now, it was such a whole 180 from the world of ACOTAR, but this one, oh, guys, I love it so much, and I can't wait for the second book of this to come out. Now this, The Embrace of Steel and Sorrow, this is a prequel to this series. This is a prequel series to the main series. You have to read it in this order. This is why she's put it out like this instead of going straight to the second book of this. But I cannot wait to read this. This gives us more background of our mailman character from the first book. Needless to say, Griffin Silas, love that man. Can't wait to read more about you. Now I want to read the blurb for you guys, but if I do that, I kind of spoil the identity of our main character from the first book. So all I'm going to give you is his name is Griffin Silas, and he's amazing. Morally gray. Love him. I think that's all you're going to get. Just know that this is a dark urban fantasy romance in a post-apocalyptic setting. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 2 more books left. Let's go. Give me another contemporary romance or dark romance, please. We have so many fantasy romances. What does it say? I'm blind. Fuck. It's Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab. This is a dark fantasy vampire romance. Sapphic vampire, I believe. I can't really complain because I also been wanting to read this. But also, like, I'm committed to so many fantasy romances this month already. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, now 6. 6 out of 10 books is fantasy so far. Okay. This is a story about hunger. 1532, a young girl grows up wild and wily. Her beauty is only outmatched by her dreams of escape, but Maria knows she can only ever be a prize or a pawn in the games played by men. When an alluring stranger offers an alternate path, Maria makes a desperate choice. She vows to have no regrets. And it says, this is a story about love. 1827, a young woman lives an idyllic but cloistered life on her family's estate until a moment of forbidden intimacy sees her shipped off to London. Charlotte's tender heart and seemingly impossible wishes are swept away by an invitation from a beautiful widow, but the price of freedom is higher than she could have imagined. And then, this is a story about rage, 2019, which is now more modern time. This is like going by centuries. guys. And it says, college was supposed to be her chance to be someone new. That's why Alice moved halfway across the world, leaving her old life behind. But after an out-of-character one-night stand leaves her questioning her past, her present, and her future, Alice throws herself into the hunt for answers and revenge. This is a story about life, how it ends, and how it starts. I can already tell this is gonna be so good. I read The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by the same author. Blew my mind. 3 young women, their bodies planted in the same soil, their stories tangling like roots. One grows high and one grows deep and one grows wild, and all of them grow teeth. Vampires, immortality, sapphic romance. Love that. All right, last book that we are choosing is please be a dark romance or contemporary. What is it? Guys, I don't know how I'm gonna... Guys, this is a lot of fantasy books. Okay, well, I said that I would let fate decide, aka spin the wheel would decide for me. So I have to follow through. But now I gotta find where Fairytale is, because it is not in my bookshelves. It is, in fact, in my TBR cart. Anyway, Fairytale, let me go get it. Oh, shites. Guys, it is indeed another thick one. I'm kind of sad that I didn't get the original cover. I literally had this on my TBR for like almost a year now. I don't know what stopped me from buying it. I think it was because it cost so much. But then again, it still would cost the same. So I was like, frick, I should just bought the original. Like, too late now. I got the new cover, Fairytale by Veronica Lancet. This is a fantasy romance, dark fantasy romance, very twisted. It has like a very crazy timeline that goes on. Let me just read the back for you guys. I kind of got the gist of it from watching this book content creator that I love, but it's still confusing to me. So unless you read it, you won't really understand it. At least that's what I think. This is also 730 pages. Yay! It says, in August 1955, when Miss Darcy O'Sullivan, an orphaned English teacher from Boston, receives a letter that her biological father passed away, she is surprised to find herself included in his will. There is only one condition. She must travel to Fairytale to attend his funeral. With the promise of a sizable inheritance, Darcy decides to journey to the small coastal town that holds the secrets of her birth. But the moment she sets foot in Fairytale, things start to go amiss. Odd residents, odd rumors, odd that everything about Fairytale is odd, including broody Caleb Hale, part of the infamous Hale family. During the day, Darcy falls deeper and deeper under his spell as he forces her to step out of her comfort zone and embrace her inner sensuality. Okay. But at night, it's another man who haunts her dreams, Amon Darton, a nobleman who lived 2 centuries ago. One's an immortal, one's really rich. And they're both very sensual people, okay. Amon is sweet and suave, whereas Caleb is intense and dangerous, and Darcy feels more torn than ever. Soon she finds herself embroiled in a web of lies, deceit, and inexplicable events that make her question her sanity. When an ancient evil threatens the town and everything Darcy holds dear, she must make the ultimate choice. But will she survive it? I don't know who to vote for. Like, just from the descriptions, do I want the broody one? Or do I want the suave one? Guess we'll find out, guys. Here are all the books that we picked out for the month of September. Thank you to my TBR Wheel of Fortune or Wheel of Misfortune, depending on how our reading will go for this month. But yeah, here are the 10 books, guys. Ooh. Seems like fantasy is winning this month in numbers, but we'll do our best to get through all of them. This is very heavy. Anyway, I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!